Hey everyone, just wanted to spark some discussion and hopefully a couple people see this, maybe younger people that might change how they kind of view things. I had a post that I made a couple weeks back trying to get leaf springs loose, and wow, it blew up for all the wrong reasons. I had about 10, 12 people just flat out say, you shouldn't be working on cars. So I'm going to kind of walk and talk and show you my setup. This is my garages. I've been working cars for about 20 years, and I just think I've seen this kind of comment quite a lot that says, you shouldn't try these things. I'm an orchestra teacher. I have the biggest problem with students, not necessarily getting them to, not getting them to accomplish great things. My musicians, I'm super proud of them. But it's more about them trying new things and getting out of their comfort zone. It's the biggest roadblock I find as a teacher. And so I think as a forum and as a subreddit, you need to really make sure you're being encouraging. You can call out things when they're wrong. Somebody jacks up their car wrong, stuff like that. I agree with that. But do it from an educational standpoint. Everything you're seeing right now it's all me. Like nobody helps me with this stuff. Yeah, I built that one a while ago. You can give me crap about that one all day. It's fine. It's fun though. But my journey started when I was in college, and I had an 87 Corvette that kind of broke down on the side of the road. And had a fuel pressure regulator. Basically, it sucked something up in the tank. Now, this is a job that I've done now, 20, 30 times, disassembled all the fuel pressure, the fuel system and everything like that. And the mechanic charged me $1,200, and this was 20 years ago, man. This is rough. And I literally thought he was joking. And after that, I vowed that I would not let anybody touch my car except for me. I was going to learn it all. Not to say I didn't ask questions, not to say I didn't ask forums and watch YouTube tutorials, but I think I've done pretty well for myself, my family, and friends. Saved a bunch of money, learned a lot in the process. Did I always do something smart? No, but as part of the learning process, I think we just need to be encouraging. Now, I'm not butthurt by the naysayers on that post. Some people I think just type faster than their brains think, and that's okay. And I had some genuine concern, and I appreciate that, guys. I can tell you though, this was the picture. Now I'll explain kind of recap of what it was, because I ran out of time. I couldn't get this one bolt, and this is basically the picture that I took was about right here, and people didn't see this jack stand sitting on my class 4 hitch. It was bolted to the frame, with several grade 8 bolts, I can jump on this thing. It's not going anywhere, okay? People thought that I was jacking up the car with this jack under the diff. I said, don't do that under the diff. You're gonna cause damage to it. Guys, it's a 94 pickup, okay? I appreciate the concern. With some cars, yes. But you can see the casting, this is all one big housing. It's not even touching where things are. If you disagree with that, that's okay. This jack stand was there for safety, This is the bolt in question, okay? I just didn't have the means for it. I had my U-bolt sitting on the ground right here, plain as day. Everybody said, hey, how's it supposed to come loose if it's connected? It's not connected. It's completely gone. I was hammering it, I have my impact, I've had the PV blaster on it, tried heating it, guess I'm not getting it hot enough. Next step is cut it. I just didn't have the blades, guys. I didn't have those carbide bits, those blades. And at the end of it, I was like, you know what? I just got to give up. Got to go pick up my son. Didn't want to pull the Corvette out of the garage and go through all that stuff. But anyway, I put it all back together, and I took some pictures and just harmlessly said, hey, anything I'm missing right now, any other tricks? Some people gave me some fantastic ideas. There was stuff I didn't know. I didn't know there was cooling spray and stuff to freeze the bolt. I didn't know any of that stuff. and I got some good blades, so I'm about to go at it right now. But guys, and I bought new shackles, like everybody said. I had some good things, but man, there were so many people that just they were so discouraging. And not to me, I'm an adult, I can take those things, I know it's the internet, I'm not really butthurt or anything about that. It's more of just I want the other people, because I know there's going to be another person who's a 17-year-old kid, wants to start learning himself and doing stuff, doesn't have a dad in his life that knows these things. My dad just taught me how to change the oil, that was about it. Taught me how to move a wrench. He was home remodel repair, but nothing mechanical for cars and stuff. But man, I just started diving into it. I had these issues that I had to just kind of learn as I went along, and I sure am glad I am, because it's been an awesome hobby, and I would never want anybody to discourage anybody from this hobby, especially some of these. I think the problem is a lot of you are young. A lot of you are young guys who maybe are working through mechanic, getting your ASE certification, working at a tech school. Maybe you did some classes in high school and now you're kind of working on stuff and this is your career. But am I going to be as knowledgeable as somebody who's formally trained on especially newer vehicles? No, but I'm smart enough to turn a wrench. I can look stuff up. I can follow directions, just like most people in this world. And you just want to be encouraging in the correct way. And just coming from a teacher who sees this every single day, the youth have enough reasons to not learn something. And how do you think people did this stuff 50 years ago? 50 years ago, everybody did the work on their vehicles. Everybody wrenched on their own stuff. And do you think they all went through technical school to do that? Do you think they had the internet? No. They just started taking stuff apart, turning bolts and using their wrenches and asking people questions, and they were better for it. So that's my rant.